We're back with another segment we call Spot or School Partners on Tap. And this is a very specific segment na Facts or Myth with Miss Anna of Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology about Manitoba.
Canada will stop offering Post-Graduation Work Permit or PGWP. May nabasa ako online na hindi na raw pwede i-offer ang PGWP sa 2025.
Okay. Tama, mali.
You can no longer bring your spouse or dependents on a student visa. I heard new rules don't allow me to bring my husband or kids anymore. Canada is banning international students in 2025.
My God, grabe yung banning ha. Yeah. Antinding chismis nito.
Extreme.
Sobrang I think I would say the other country is doing that, but not Canada. I don't think so.
Ayan. There's no Jollibee or Pinoy food in Manitoba. What if mag-crave ako sa Pinoy food sa Canada? Baka wala naman malapit na mabibilihan doon. Manitoba has fewer job opportunities than big city. MITT doesn't offer job support after graduation. Pagkatapos ko mag-aral, ako na lang bahala. Ako na lang ba ang bahala sa paghahanap ng trabaho? MITT offers scholarship for international students. And may in-offer ba ang MITT na scholarship para sa aming international students? Gusto ko rin sanang malaman kung magkano ang tuition fee at kung mayroon bang paraan para mas makatipid ako sa pag-aaral sa Canada. Will my program at MITT make me eligible for a PGW?
Anyway, bakit nga ba facts or myth? Kasi syempre guys, ang dami mga chismoso sa internet, nagpapakalap ng mga fake news, mga cloud chaser, clickbaiters, and so I hope you guys can just get information from reliable source, and we are one of those sources. Yes, we claim that we are one of the reliable sources. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Kanata channel. Once again, I'm Catherine. I'm one of the education consultants here at Kanata Education, and we're back with another segment we call Spot or School Partners on Tap. And this is a very specific segment na Facts or Myth with Miss Anna of Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology about Manitoba. So, hi Miss Anna.
Hi,
and welcome back to the Kanata channel. Kumusta ka naman?
Okay naman. Medyo kinakabahan ng konti.
Ba't ka kinakabahan? Tayo lang to. Ako lang to. Ano ka ba? We'll make it fun. Tony Talks. Hindi. So, Catherine Talks to. Pero about study abroad. So, anyway, bakit nga ba facts or myth? Kasi syempre guys, ang dami mga chismoso sa internet, nagpapakalap ng mga fake news, mga cloud chaser, clickbaiters, and so I hope you guys can just get information from reliable source, and we are one of those sources. Yes, we claim that we are one of the reliable sources because as an agency we work directly with school partners such as MITT, and we based all our information sa mga kagaya nila, school partners, IRCC, and any other governing institutions or bodies or entities na related to study abroad. So anyway, without further ado, our mechanics. So we have three points to discuss. One is about Canada, the second is about Manitoba, and of course, the third one is about MITT as an international student. So yung mga questions, we have here our fishbowl na merong mga questions. So uunahin natin yung question, not question, but mga chismis na nakuha natin sa internet about Canada muna. So, ayan. Sige, let's start. So, mamimili si Miss Anna kung ano yung mapili niya. We have 3 chismis per point. I mean, per round. So, for about Canada, ayan, pili ka. Anong chismis meron tayo for today?
Chismis number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. So, ang ating chismis number 1 ay Canada will stop offering post-graduation work permit or PGWP. May nabasa ko online na hindi na raw pwede i-offer ang PGWP sa 2025.
Okay. Tama, mali.
Mali.
Doon na tayo.
M-A-L-I, mali.
Doon na tayo diretsahan. Tama, mali, mali. Okay. Now, first, let us discuss what is PGWP ba muna? Paano natin nasabing mali? Ano ba yung PGWP? What does it stand for?
PGWP stands for Post-Graduation Work Permit. It's a program ng Canadian government.
Right. Okay. And stop offering PGWP. Kailan ba siya ino-offer?
Actually, hindi siya masasabing stop. But siguro yung correct word is nililimit. Kasi yung PGWP is available lang siya after your studies at a Canadian institution, for example, at MITT. So there are specific programs na eligible for PGWP after nyong matapos yung program.
Okay. So, may specific programs ka lang na dapat aralin for you to gain PGWP. Kasi before, guys, nung hindi pa masyadong naghigpit si Canada, open lahat ng programs for PGWP eligibility. Meaning to say, kahit anong course yan, I'm just gonna use the term course kasi yung program parang iba yung isip ng mga tao. Pagka may inaral kang course, kahit anong course before, basta international student ka, you can get PGWP either for 1 year or for 2 years. In an essence, PGWP, yun yung work permit. So, kadalasan, di ba, pagka nag-iibang bansa tayo, for work lang talaga. But since ito, study pathway siya, isa sa mga privilege or benefits ng isang international student in Canada, pagkatapos mo mag-aral, makakakuha ka ng work permit ng kahit wala kang employer. So, it's an open work permit. So, hindi ka ngayon kakaba-kaba na uwi na ako. Naku, kasi natapos ko na yung course ko, yung pag-aaral ko, diba? So, ngayon, since nag-aral ka, meron kang benefit to study, to have a work permit after you finish your study. So, hindi totoo na nag-stop, which is yung sabi ni Miss Ana, nalimita.
Yeah, nalimitahan lang siya. And speaking of nalimitahan siya, no, kasi to support lang din yung sinasabi ni Miss Kat, na dati kasi lahat ng program, lahat ng industry na aaralin mo, may PGWP. So, ngayon kasi, since na-limit nga siya, hindi siya na-stop, na-limit lang siya to six industries. So, dapat yung program mo related to skilled trades, related sa STEM, related sa healthcare, agriculture, transport, and education. So, yung mga 6 industries na yon, fortunately, meron naman tayong mga programs na pasok dun sa 6 na industries.
And kung gusto nyo malaman ano yung 6 programs, you can see it right here. Kung saan man dyan part, naka-flash yan. And of course, you can always contact us and we'll help you recommend the right program for you when you want to study at MIT. Okay, so let's get another chismis in the bowl. This is a chismis in the bowl about Canada.
Okay, chismis number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, chismis number 2. You can no longer bring your spouse or dependents on a student visa. I heard new rules don't allow me to bring my husband or kids anymore.
Okay, so ano yan, Miss Ana? Tama, mali?
Mali. Kasi hindi siya nag-a-apply sa lahat. Kasi ang question dito, no longer. You can no longer. Pwede pa rin naman. Pwede pa rin naman dalhin yung spouse or dependents. But there are specific programs lang na kailangan yung aralin. So, if you will be bringing your spouse, you will only be eligible to bring kapag master's program yung aaralin nung international student. In my case, sa MITT kasi we do not have master's program. So, for MITT, if you will study at MITT, you can bring your minor dependent but not the spouse kasi wala kaming master's program.
Okay. I have nothing to add to that. So, basically, pwede, but with master's program na aaralin. So, if you're going to choose MITT and you have kids, you can bring your kids. But then again, my suggestion is, why do you want to bring them if it will be a burden for you while you are settling? You know, like, let's say, for example, sobrang bata ng mga bagets. 2 years old, 3 years old. I will highly suggest na iwan muna sila.
Yeah.
And kahit may asawa tayo, guys, bakit kailangan isama agad? Para saan? Charot. 2 years lang na long distance relationship po. If you're going to do this for your future, a little bit of sacrifice can make up for it. You know, like if you're thinking long term, you're actually thinking about migrating and you're doing this for your family and for yourself as well. You know, first and foremost, you should do this for yourself. And then eventually you'll do it for your family. That's why you're leaving and you're migrating through the study pathway.
Yeah.
You can apply for your dependents or your spouse dependent kapag ka PGWP ka na, 'di ba? Basta pasok ka dun sa mga tiers, NOCs. So, yun lang yung something to consider. So, it's not a no, but you can still bring your dependents, but with certain criteria or certain requirements. Okay? So, let's go to our last chismis for about Canada. Okay, chismis in a bowl.
Okay.
This is what we call now chismis in a bowl.
Yeah. Okay,
Chismis
our
bowl.
last chismis. Canada is banning international students in 2025.
My God, grabe yung banning ha. Antinding chismis
Extreme
nito.
yan, extreme.
Sobrang I think I would say the other country is doing that, but not Canada. I don't think so. So, ano to, Miss Ana? Tama, mali?
Mali. Ayan. So, sabi dito, I saw on TikTok that Canada is stopping student visas. Is that true? So, mali po yun. We will not be here.
Yeah.
Kung nag-stop na po si Canada. And of course, for me, wala rin po ako dito. Wala na sigurong Filipino representative for a Canadian institution kung nag-stop na si Canada in recruiting international students. So, there are only limitations, pero open na open po si Canada for international students.
At saka, sino ba nagsabing ban?
Yeah.
Una-una, sino nagsabing ban? Kayo talaga, ha? Anyway, walang banning na nangyari. I think it was when nag-release ang IRCC that they will put a cap on the number of international students starting year 2024. So, nag-start yung cap for international students in 2024, but it doesn't mean na binan or nag-stop or ayaw na nilang mag-welcome ng international students. They just put a cap. Hopefully, this will be the last year na may cap, or I hope na mas better in terms of the numbers or in terms of about dun sa spouse dependents, kasi yun talaga yung naka-affect greatly doon sa number of international students na nag-a-apply to Canada. But it doesn't mean na banned, it doesn't mean na closed. Kinontrol lang nila ng konti yung number of international students coming to Canada. And so if you are still interested, if you still want to pursue your education in Canada, you are welcome to do so and you know where to contact us. So of course, syempre, ang ating guest ay from MITT, which is located in Manitoba. Let us now talk about chismis about Manitoba. So let's get one chismis from the chismis bowl.
Okay.
Chismis bowl. Love the name.
Okay. Very interesting question.
Okay.
Ayan. There's no Jollibee or Pinoy food in Manitoba. What if mag-crave ako sa Pinoy food sa Canada? Baka wala naman malapit na mabibilihan doon.
Okay. So, Miss Ana, tama mali. Wala daw Jollibee. Oh my God.
Ayan.
for
Mali
sure.
po. Mali po. Kasi sa Winnipeg, meron tayong 3 branches ng Jollibee. Sa
bongga,
Winnipeg
3.
pa lang. And in fact, ang unang-unang Jollibee po sa Canada ay sa Winnipeg.
Ah, talaga?
Binuksan.
Oh,
yes. Because of the Filipino community, that's why sa Winnipeg unang binuksan ang first Jollibee store. And aside from Jollibee, gaya po nung na-mention ko rin before, sa Winnipeg po, sa Manitoba, maraming mga Filipino store, Asian store, and restaurants, Filipino restaurants, whether if it's Cebuano restaurant, Kapampangan, Ilocano, Ilonggo restaurant, meron po doon. And not just that, hindi lang sa food. Actually, since we are very religious din sa Philippines, may mga services din, mga mass, mga
Catholic
church mass.
church mass, okay.
Na not just in English language, but also in
Filipino
and Cebuano. So,
nice.
definitely they will feel at home in Winnipeg.
Ang galing. Oo, kasi Siyempre, mga Pinoy takot magutom, mawalan ng kanin. My God, parang di naman uso masyado kanin doon, diba? So, at least guys, kung yun yung number one consideration nyo when moving abroad or specifically in Canada, in Winnipeg, you are rest assured may Jollibee at may Pinoy food. And if you're religious, of course, that's essential in our personal, kailangan natin nagsisimba. So, meron churches in Winnipeg. Okay. So, next, chismis.
Okay. Chismis number 2. Ayan. Manitoba has fewer job opportunities than big cities. Hindi ba mas madaling magkatrabaho sa Toronto o Vancouver?
Okay, tama, mali?
50-50.
50-50.
Okay, so explain natin siya. Si Manitoba kasi, kung i-compare natin dun sa major cities, major location like Ontario and British Columbia, is lesser yung population. Mas maliit yung, kumbaga, small scale yung economy ni Manitoba. So definitely, the big hubs are in Vancouver and Toronto. Pero, if you will look at the unemployment rate in Manitoba, we are lower than the national average unemployment rate. So ibig sabihin, we might have a smaller economy, pero konti lang yung tao doon na walang trabaho. So yun. And we have a steady, yun nga po, nung na-mention ko, we have a steady economy, steady demand in healthcare, in IT, skilled trades, and also in jobs in the government. May mga steady demand tayo for that.
Okay. So, I would like to expound on that kasi unlike dito sa atin, ito na naman tayo, Philippines na naman. My God, Miss Kat, ano bang meron sa Philippines? Hoy, mahal ko ang Pilipinas, kaya nga ako nandito. Mahal na mahal ko ang Pilipinas, ha. Kasi, di ba, dito sa atin sa Philippines, yung mga taga-probinsya, kasi, for example, mga karatig bayan, like, yan, sila Martin, sila Mika, galing yan silang Laguna. So, ba't sila pumupunta ng Manila to work? Kasi, nandito lahat ng mga companies, di ba? Mga international, FMG, kung ano-ano pa man yung mga companies na yun, wala doon sa mga areas na yon. Now, when we look at Canada, bakit dito sa chismis na to, why it's 50-50? Because you have to look at it, ano yung strength ng kada province? Ano yung key industries present in those communities like Winnipeg? Yun yung highlight talaga. Kaya yung mga programs na ino-offer ni MITT, it's designed to supply employers and industries na naghahanap ng mga jobs within the sector, sila ngayon yung nagsusupply. Which makes sense, right? And that's how a country or kung ano man ang tawag doon, should run. Na yung mga tao within the community should be able to secure a job within the community then. Kasi not only it promotes work-life balance, kasi syempre hindi mo na kailangan pumunta pa ng kabilang city para lang bumiyahe, tumira, mag-spend ng malayo sa family mo. Alam mo yon. So, dito, kung sino yung graduates doon sa community nila, ito yung pinag-aralan mo, ito yung kailangan ng kumpanya dito na existing sa community na to. Ang galing, di ba? Yun yung pumapasok doon sa mga kumpanya. So, umiikot lang yung sirkulasyon ng tao, ng trabaho, doon sa kanilang mismong community. And yun yung kinagandahan sa Canada. Nako, Miss Kat, talagang pro-Canada ka talaga. No, guys, ako, yes, I'm promoting study abroad. But that's because yung mga study abroad destinations namin, they accept or they give benefits to international students to become a permanent resident. And once again, our goal here is to make sure our students thrive and become successful kung saan man sila pumunta. Okay? It's just that nag-start tayo sa Canada So, yes, medyo may konting bias, but it's okay. Okay.
Ay, may i-add lang din ako, Miss Kat. Kasi yun nga baka kasi parang maging disadvantage sa kanila. Babalik na lang ako ng Vancouver or ng any major location kasi nandun yung work opportunity. But if you will look at the data, kasi yung unemployment rate though malaki, maraming job opportunity, pero yung unemployment rate is mataas. It's because they experience more competition than in Manitoba. So, yung community natin sa Winnipeg, it's very good po siya sa mga newcomers, especially for international students. Kasi, yun, less competition, yung papasukin nila na lugar, and at the same time, if they will study at MITT, yung programs namin, directly connected siya dun sa demand in the area.
Okay, last chismis about Manitoba.
Okay, so here, Manitoba has the largest Filipino community per capita in Canada. Is there a strong Filipino community in Manitoba?
Tama, mali.
Tama. Okay.
Finally, nagkatama din tayo.
Chismis. So, hindi siya chismis. Sa Manitoba, Filipinos have the third largest Filipino by population and first largest per capita. So, ibig sabihin, yung percentage of Filipinos in Manitoba, siya yung may pinakamataas. Kasi kung i-compare natin sa Ontario, there are number 1 si Toronto kasi may around 300,000 Filipino in Ontario. Pero that's just about 2 to 3% of the population in Ontario. While in Manitoba, we have around 100,000 Filipinos pero 7%.
Malaki yung cut niya dun sa total population.
Yeah, so parang majority of the population is Filipino talaga. So the impact of Filipinos in Manitoba is not just by the population but also yung sa workforce kasi meron ngang running joke in Winnipeg na kapag daw merong Pinoy or anyone na may Filipino ancestry na mag-strike, meron daw mga restaurant, merong hospital na magko-close. Kasi bawat establishment may Pinoy.
May Pinoy.
Yes. Tapos, isa pa doon, sa Manitoba, meron kasi silang sineselebrate na may law na kasama sa libro nila na dapat sineselebrate ang Filipino Heritage Month every June.
So,
that's how big the impact of Filipino community in Manitoba province.
So, Filipino rule pala tayo doon. Atin to. Atin sa'yo ang Toronto, akin ang Winnipeg. Ganon ang atake natin dito sa Manitoba. Okay, so kung ang worry mo is wala kang magiging kaibigan, wala kang makakachismisan sa kalsada in Canada, then definitely dito in Manitoba, meron at meron. Pagtingin mo lang sa kabila at sa kanan, meron kang makikitang Pinoy. So, that's something you don't have to worry about. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the last round nung ating fact or myth. Or tama or mali. I think tama or mali na lang tayo dito sa ating segment. Alright, so we are down to the last part, which is about MITT na chismis. So, let's see what we have here sa ating chismis bowl.
Okay. May chismis din about MITT.
Of course.
Okay. Alright, so here, MITT doesn't offer job support after graduation. Pagkatapos ko mag-aral, ako na lang ba ang bahala sa paghahanap ng trabaho? Okay, so ito po ay mali.
Mali. Tama or mali? Mali. Okay.
So, sa MITT, we have high percentage of graduate employment rate. So, it's 90% graduate employment rate. So, ito po ay hindi magpapatunay na hindi namin sinusuportahan yung students namin after graduation. So, in fact, meron din po sa MITT na simply as app. Meron tayong specific app for international students, exclusive for MITT students na they can download and then they can see the job listings there. So, that's one support na pinaprovide natin sa students natin at MITT. Doon makikita nila yung mga partner employers ni MITT na nagpo-post ng mga job openings. And pangalawa, yung mga professors natin sa MITT, they are industry professionals. So, if the student, kung yung professor nakikita nila may potential yung student, which is most likely makikita nila sa mga Pinoy dahil madiskarte ang mga Pinoy. So, they can ask help sa ating mga instructors kung may alam ba sila na opening or job opportunities na pwede silang ma-refer. Kasi, ano siya, it's a true story. May mga story na nangyayari na gano'n na kino-connect ng professors yung estudyante natin sa job openings.
Okay. So, actually, ito yung isa sa kinagandahan din. No? Not only Canada's education system promotes practical, experiential learning, but the professors itself are industry experts. Talagang if they are teaching something related to healthcare, ang background din nila ay sa healthcare. Doesn't necessarily mean or needed na talagang teacher lang sila or professor. But yun nga, dun sila galing. Parang second job na lang nila or kung ano man yung pagtuturo. So yun yung kinagandahan. And again, also in Canada, specifically at MITT, lagi silang may support to international students. Especially after graduation, you guys arrange career fairs. And maganda yan na merong application. Kasi syempre ngayon, uso na ngayon yung lagi lang tayo nag-browse sa internet, kung saan yung madaling makapag-apply and all that. But I think you guys also arrange career fairs, resume writing, mga seminars and orientation on what to expect, and you invite also potential employers na pumunta sa school for career fairs. And so 90%, that's very high in terms of employment rate. Is this within 6 months or what?
In the past intake, in the past year. Yeah.
So 90% agad-agad may trabaho. Okay, all right. So next chismis we have here.
Okay, here. MITT offers scholarship for international students. Ayan, may ina-offer ba ang MITT na scholarship para sa aming international students? Gusto ko rin sanang malaman kung magkano ang tuition fee at kung meron bang paraan para mas makatipid ako sa pag-aaral sa Canada. Okay, so let's start with the scholarship. So yes, we do have scholarships for international students, pero very minimal lang siya. So it's just about 500 Canadian dollars and merit-based. So hindi siya entrance scholarship. Why? Because tuition fee at MITT is already affordable.
Yeah.
So mababa na siya. Ang range natin ng tuition fee is 12,500 to 19,900 Canadian dollars per year. So wala tayong kumbaga clickbait when it comes to scholarship, kasi it is na yung tuition fee, yung scholarship yun na yun. Kasi may mga iba na nagsa-scholarship pero pag tinotal mo yung tuition fee, nasa 16,000, nasa 17,000. So at MITT, that's the tuition fee range na po natin. And siguro ways para mas makatipid pa sa pag-aaral sa Canada, it depends sa magiging lifestyle.
Correct.
So they would be allowed to work part-time during the study period, and if medyo lavish yung lifestyle natin, then hindi magiging enough yung part-time job earnings natin. But if we would be practical, like gaya dito, nang nakasanayan natin dito sa Pilipinas, pagpapasok tayo sa school or sa work, nagbabaon tayo. So simple ways like that can help us save a lot of money when we're in Canada.
Okay. Yeah, that's so true. Kasi, yung cost of living, no matter how we tell them, like, okay, you set 1,000 Canadian dollars per month. Pero mahilig ka palang gumimik. So, syempre, yung $1,000, kung saan ka makakarating dun, no? Bahay at pagkain mo lang yon and utilities. So, yes, but that's nice that you somehow, well, we don't call it scholarship. Parang, I think you guys are thinking scholarship like 50%, 30%. So, hindi siya ganon. It's more of like bursaries
and awards.
Awards to international students. But at least merong 500. I mean, makakatipid-tipid ka rin kahit papano. Malay mo, pwede mo ipambili ng books or materials, right? Okay, so we're down to the last chismis about MITT from our chismis bowl. Medyo anuhin natin kasi medyo heavy to eh. Ayusin natin ng konti. Kasi controversial. Charot.
Okay. Last chismis. Okay, MITT programs align with Canada's post-graduation work permit eligibility. Will my program at MITT make me eligible for a PGWP? Okay, so
tama, mali?
It's a yes and no.
Yes and no, okay.
Tama at mali.
Tama at mali.
Depende siya sa program. So, Gaya po nung na-mention natin, yung program na dapat aaralin mo is dapat pasok siya dun sa 6 na industries where at MITT, meron tayong programs na eligible dun sa 6 industries na yan. So we have programs na eligible for PGWP under transport, under healthcare, under STEM, which is meron tayong information technology, and then meron din tayo under skilled trades and education. So, yes, yung programs na MITT ay PGWP eligible, and no, hindi lahat ng programs na MITT ay eligible for PGWP. Kasi meron din tayong programs under manufacturing, design and manufacturing like graphic and print technician. Meron din tayo under trades like culinary arts and hairstyling, pero hindi sila eligible for PGWP.
But open tong mga programs na to for international students.
Yes, open for even yung non-PGWP eligible programs ay open for international students.
Correct. Kasi what if ako may kamag-anak ako sa Winnipeg, pero ang gusto kong aralin hairstyling, 'di ba? So, pwede pa rin kayong mag-apply. It's just that hindi siya eligible for PGWP or postgraduate work permit. However, what we're trying to promote here for MITT ay yung mga eligible programs for PGWP. Kasi, ba't ka nga ba mag-aaral? Ba't ka gagastos ng ganong kalaki kung hindi ka makakakuha ng work permit, diba? After you finish your program. So, yan. Okay? So, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this segment and marami kayong natutunan from us, and I hope it made you study at MITT. Now, if you're interested to apply and you don't know how to start, which program to take, kailan kayo papasok, when you will start your program or your application, then you can always contact us here at Kanata Educational Consultancy Services. Our social media pages are down in the description box. If you want to know more about Canada and other study abroad destinations, kindly let us know in the comment section down below. And I hope I'll see you guys next time and your application to study at MITT. Now, my closing question is, what is one fact you can say about MITT that you can tell our students?
One fact I can share about our Filipino viewers is, at MITT, you will find a very affordable study option.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Anna, for being with us here today. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!